Hello everyone. What I'm going to do at this point is get you started in logging into Blackboard and navigating the Blackboard environment. At this point, what you want to do is go to the college homepage, and you're going to go into the quick links, and you'll see Blackboard right underneath Angel. On the Blackboard screen, when you go to log in, you're going to use your same username and password that you're already using for your Outlook account. And at this point, the other thing you want to check when you first go into the screen is check to make sure that your browser is allowing for pop-ups, make sure it's the correct browser. So you want to go in and double check this information to make sure it is up to date. So I can see that I have a pop-up blocker on. I would want to go in and I want to turn that off. Okay. Now, once you log in, okay, right now I've logged in as another faculty member just so you can see the screens that they're seeing when they go in. So at this point, you're on the My Institution homepage as you enter in, and you're going to notice that it looks a lot like any other LMS that you're going to be using and maybe used at other colleges. Now, on the homepage, you will notice that you have what they call modules in here, and in the modules, a lot of this is going to look the same for you and your students. So you have a module for the SLN student orientation, which I recommend highly that anybody take. You also have the module for the SLN help desk. This is the same information that you use to contact the SLN help desk for Blackboard, Angel. It doesn't really matter which LMS you're using. You can put in a help desk request. There's a link there, just like you had on the Angel homepage. You have a nugget, or I'm sorry, a module for your courses. You also have one for your announcements. Now notice with the announcements, you only see the subject line for the announcements, and the same thing goes for your students. You actually have to click on the announcements to be able to see them. Alright, now you can go in and you can customize this screen. You can go in and add a module onto the screen for maybe a calendar. Now there's a whole bunch of different modules that you can go in and add. So I would suggest going in and kind of looking at these modules and then selecting which ones that you would like to add. Okay, I'm going to go in and you can see that like my announcements is already up there, so you don't have the add button. My courses is already there. Let me see. Okay, so maybe if I want to go in and I want to add let me see here, services. So I'm going to hit add here. And I'm going to hit OK at the bottom. Okay, and I will see that I've gone in and I've added a on-demand here at the bottom, or let me see here. You can also, one of the other options you have is you can actually drag these around and move them around on your screen. Okay, so you can customize the screen whatever way you want. And if you go into the notifications dashboard, which is the second part of the home page, this notification dashboard gives you some of the information about up-and-coming due dates, what's new, if I've gotten a set of discussion posts from students, things like that. The other thing that's going to show up in the notifications dashboard, some of these same things are going to show up in the global navigations up in your drop arrow up in here. Okay, so some of those same things are there. So I can see that I have some alerts and things in here, needs attention, grading, things like that. Okay, so you can customize this as well if maybe you don't want to have it on the main page when you go into the My Institution. Okay, now another part of your screen are the tabs going across the top. Now if you've used an older version of Blackboard, these tabs might look a little bit different to you. Now, like I said, at this point you're in the My Institution. You also have a courses screen, which basically is the same thing as the courses list that you're showing up in here. Your communities, okay, your communities have replaced your groups in Angel, and you might be part of several groups and organizations. Hopefully, if you're a faculty member, you should already be part of the NCCC e-learning faculty user group. You might see some other groups that you're going to be part of. Okay. Another tab that you have across the top is your content collection. The content collection is your file storage within Blackboard. So if you need to upload some files and share them with all your courses, maybe some documents, your syllabus, your contact information, things like that, you can add to your content collection. And then you have resources and policies. Now under resource and policies, you will have a students tab and a faculty resources tab. The students will only see the student resources. They do not see the faculty resources. Now, within the student resources, if the student has an online course, they have access to, or a hybrid course as well, they will have access to Atomic Learning videos, and they will see this on the right hand side of their screen. If they do not have any online courses, they should not see this. Okay, they have the student orientation, which is recommended that any student go in and use and look at to get themselves familiar with the Blackboard environment. Again, you have the SLN help options, and then we have a set of student resources that might help them out. And then we have an area for policies, and these are links to the college website pages giving the students information about registration, students' rights, computer usage, things like that. Okay, so this screen at this point, you'll see that there's no option to change this. All right. The faculty resources, we've tried to go in and add some resources. If there's any resources that you would like to see or have suggestions, please let me know and we can go in and add more resources to this. Now you do see that you have the option to go in and add modules to this. So if there's other modules that you would like to add that are part of the system, you can go in and add them in here as well. Okay, now also on your My Institution page, you have a link in the upper right hand corner that shows you your name, and then it gives you a little number to the right of it. This lets you know maybe new messages you might have. It lets you know if you have any discussions that have been posted to that you haven't read. If you have announcements that you've posted to your courses, you're going to see those in there as well. So if I go into this, I'm going to go into the drop arrow here. This is part of your global navigation. And in the global navigation, you'll see that they have at the top the Blackboard Home, which is where you can see anything that's showing up in your calendars for all your courses. You can see here that this instructor has due dates posted, things like that. She can also see that there's different posts for discussions. There's an option here if you want to view more posts. So this gives you a quick look over of your courses. Then you can go in and I can get an area of just posts for all my courses, and I can go in and take a look at those. I can actually reply to them from here. Your students have the same option to do this. All right. In updates, I can see if there's any announcements that have been added to my courses, and I can go in and view them. All right. And the My Grades area, this is more for your students, so they can actually go in and see their graded areas. Okay, the Retention Center is where you can go in and see how your students are doing in each one of your courses and find out who needs to have maybe reminders sent out to them, things like that. There's other videos for the Retention Center on how to use that. You have a link to your calendar, and you can go in and see if you have any things added to your calendars within all of your courses and within all of your communities or organizations, if there's anything going on in those. And you can see that they're all going to be color coded, so if I see anything in there, and let's say in this dark green, I would know it would be the financial accounting, things like that. And then the last link here for people is where you can actually go in and set up your Blackboard profile. You can have it linked to a profile outside of Blackboard, like your Facebook account, things like that. You can pull in pictures. So I would take a look at this as well. Now, there's going to be other videos that are going to be deeper into the global navigations in here, and so check out those other videos to get a little bit deeper into these different tools. And if I go back to my institution, I can enter my courses, I can look at my course messages, I can look at internal messages from individual courses, things like that. Check my browser, go to On-Demand Learning Center for Blackboard. So there's a lot of resources in the My Institution screen. So this is how you're going to go in and get into Blackboard, how to navigate around the My Institution page, how to take a look at your different tabs going across the top, customizing your screen, adding modules, and looking at your global navigation. Now once you get out of, when you're done with Blackboard, you want to make sure that you log off in your upper right hand corner. Very important, especially if you're on campus and you're using a computer outside of your personal computer in your office. Just like Angel, you're going to stay logged in for a certain period of time. If somebody sits down to that computer and they go to Blackboard, they're going to get into your accounts. So make sure that you log off and make sure that you tell your students to log off as well. So that's how you get started in Blackboard.